Good evening. Welcome to As We Go Along with Angel on location. You asked me where we're going. Tonight we're going to the Empty Bottle. Yes, it is Sunday. It is a school night, and we are going to witness the triumphant return of good friends of mine, old friends of mine from Wheeling, Buffalo Grove proper, Cap and Jazz. Yes. So we moved to Wheeling in '87. Had a couple years of adjustment because I was coming from the city, and I was lucky enough that there was 2 record stores in Wheeling, which was awesome. It was like a safe oasis. But out of one of the 2 record stores, Hip Cat Records was where I was able to land my very first job. And discovered a lot of music, in particular punk rock. That's where I first heard of Black Flag. Saw the Decline of Western Civilization movie, which changed my life. So yeah, I was kind of thinking, oh man, I wish there was a band nearby that that I could go see, especially punk rock, because I just started checking out punk rock. And then probably was like '89 is when I first met Tim Kinsella. But I definitely remember distinctly us having a chat, and Tim was like, oh, I'm in this band called Toe Jam. I'm like, cool, man, like you should come to come to the house and watch us practice. And of course I'm in. Mm-hmm. This is like, that's all I needed to hear. I mean, nowadays I don't know how I feel about that, but at the time I'm like, that is so cool. So, and I went to their basement, to the Kinsella house, which was like walking distance from the record store. And as I found out, or as the years went on, that would be their thing. They would come to Hip Cat. Usually Jeff would buy a bunch of tapes, and then we'd go and hang out afterwards. So anyway, I went to a Toe Jam band practice, and it was so much fun. And at the time it was Tim on vocals, Vic Villarreal on guitar, Jeff Gross on bass, and then this guy Jim Wendler, who was a wrestler but was really into like punk rock. And I remember the drum set that he was playing was like beat up. I mean, it was like duct tape. There was no legs. I think there was like this rope of duct tape that was keeping the kick drum from like stable, but not very well.
Truly punk rock.
Very punk rock, but it was it might as well have been like Madison Square Garden or like or like CBGB's, I guess would be equivalent. But yeah, and then obviously became friends. Went to a lot of band practices. Went to see them play, and then Toe Jam was no more in '91. And then all of a sudden, Tim's like, we're starting a new band. It's gonna be called Cap and Jazz. Which I'm like, okay. Little by little, they started playing. I remember when they played in Wisconsin, for example, and that was like a big deal. Or they were playing in Elmhurst or whatever. So, they were going for it. And then next thing you know, they're touring. They're going out of town. I was like, whoa! And they weren't even barely 21 at that point, or even they were like just like 18, 19, and they were already like doing the things that I wish I could have done with my band. But they were doing it, which was cool. So, but yeah, they broke up, and not a lot of people seemed to care at first, or at least it was just amongst us. But it wasn't until I went on tour with Vera Verse in '97, and we were in California, and we were talking to some kids who were like, "Oh, where are you guys from?" I'm like, "Oh, we're from Chicago." Chicago, that's where Cap and Jazz is from. I was like, "You know Cap and Jazz?" And that's when I started realizing, oh shit, this band has like, they're going to be one of those bands that are like kind of legendary, after the fact. And then as the years went on, the legacy just got bigger. It was one of those things like, will they ever get back together? And honestly, I didn't think it would ever happen. And then canceled, I think, was it 2010? When they got back together, yeah. Did a bunch of festival shows. And then came back a few years later. Saw them at Riot Fest. I think that was, 2017. But, yeah. And now we're going to go see them again. They're playing in Las Vegas. So this is kind of like the warm-up show. And honestly, I had no idea this show was happening. And then there was an Instagram post from Tim. And the way the ad is, it's very clever. It doesn't say Cap and Jazz, but certain letters are highlighted. So you read, oh, Cap and Jazz. And, and then I was really surprised when Tim was like, hey, check your inbox. I sent you guys a RSVP, and he did. And so thank you, Tim. Thank you, Cap and Jazz. God, I lost count on how many Cap and Jazz shows I went to, growing up. And those were the early shows. I mean, I don't know. And it's funny because earlier today we were listening to my old band, the Hee Hee Wives, who, thanks to Cap and Jazz, they let us open for them. And it was actually our first live show opening for Cap and Jazz, which, like I said, that's a huge, and those shows I think were like legendary. At the Kinsella basement. I mean, I have to give it to Donna Kinsella. Shout out to you, Donna, Miss Mama Kinsella, for allowing the Kinsella brothers to put shows on. And yeah, it would be like at least 40 kids down there. I mean, it was like a death trap, but it was sweaty. It was fun. I mean, it was unbridled youth. Just if I can go back in time, and I don't like to. I try not to get stuck in the past. But those are one of those moments where I'm like, man, like we had such a good thing going, and there was like a nice little scene, and everybody felt safe, and it was just like, yeah. I mean, we didn't take any of that shit for granted. It was like, I think we cherished every minute that we were in that basement, and and kind of made us, inspired us to start bands, zines, labels that didn't go anywhere. Of course, Athena, you're gonna, this is gonna be full circle because for as long as we've been together, babe.
Yeah.
I've told you a lot of stories about.
Oh yeah.
About these guys, and then of course, just all the wacky stuff that we were getting on, at our youth, and so now it's like, okay, now you get to finally meet all these people, or at least whoever's going to be there. So it is a school night for both of us, which how we feel about late shows on a night before the week. But I appreciate you, babe, for wanting to make the trek.
Yeah, I didn't want to miss it.
No, and I think you said it earlier that how often is this going to happen?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, honestly, I thought the last time was the last time that was going to happen, and and I was okay with that. I'm like, it's probably for the best, because I don't know, nostalgia, the past is such a funny thing, and it's a slippery slope if you allow it to be like that's but at the same time I'm looking at this as more of a celebration, and just I mean, a lot of the guys on stage we're already at the half century mark, so we're close to it, so might as well try to enjoy this time while we can. We are slowly getting to the bottle. Now, the fun part is trying to find parking, which, yeah. And of course, there's Roberto Clemente High School. And then, of course, there we go. Paseo Boricua. Yeah, let's check out what the scene is like at the Batu. Okay, so I'm guessing everybody's inside. Hey, who's that guy? Who's those people? Oh yeah, this should be fun. Anyway.
All right, well, let's look for some parking.
Yeah, let's take a cut.
All right.
And we'll see you inside. Yo, there he is. There he is. Here, well, that was me. Oh, Matt. Good to see you, bro. Good to see you. Hey. This is Athena.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Here's the television audience. This is going to be on BBC. But, did I miss anything fun yet? Here, do the thing. Can you? This is perfect. Oh, how was Bob Chin's? Bob Chin's? Yeah, you should have seen it. I had a whole crap. I saw the picture, right? Did you see it? Yeah. He had a whole Dungeness crab.
Dungeness crab, Bob Chin's, check it out.
Was that your first time or? No, you've been there. Yeah. I'm like, that's like the most wheeling thing to do.
It's
like,
the most wheeling thing to do.
Never. What? Feel the heat?
I've seen you in a show like this before. Oh, here.
I'll do it. Okay. Everybody good? Okay. It's crowded. Keep an eye on if person next to you faints or farts. You got to. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, lost. every 7 years when we get right into doing this, I really learned how to ignore people. In a way that the other 7 years, I'm like a totally friendly guy walking around, and I'm like, what's every 7 years? It's like you finally realize. It's like you finally realize how. It's like you finally realize how lucky. It's like you finally realize how lucky. It's like you finally realize how lucky you really are. It's like you finally realize how lucky you really are with you. It's like you finally realize how lucky you really are to have. It's like you finally realize how lucky you really are to have. It's like you finally realize how lucky you really are to I'm feeling happy. Let me see your mouth, let me see your mouth. I miss your mouth, how you misuse me.
Light my fire!
A-okay.
Here's what today's so I don't know. Oh, hi, Gab.
Gob!
Love you. Gage taught us how to be a band. If you like us, go home and buy a Gage record. Don't even stream it too, but yeah. You guys know that song?
Captain Beefheart!
Did someone yell Captain Beefheart?
I did!
Oh, please. Yeah, if you guys aren't. Oh, somebody
Uh-oh.
had a tuning issue? You know, actually, there was, this is an opportune time to tell you. Let me ask, would you have noticed if we played everything tuned down a step?
Yes!
No, right? See? What about if we played it at like 2/3 speed? Do I notice? But would it have bummed you out, or you would have been like, man, they're so cool, they played everything slower? I think that would have been such a bold move. Yeah, halftime even. Yeah. It's you?
Yeah.
You know, the funny thing is, yesterday at practice we were like, why don't you practice using a tuner? Swear to God. 38 years later. You got it now? Okay, yeah.
Nice!
You know, the amazing thing about this is you are seeing the most realistic version of a cat.
Hey!
Like we actually would have broken up twice by this time, this many songs. But we would have borrowed someone's gear, then broken it.
Ah.
Yeah. You guys think it's like kind of funny, but it is kind of funny. Like it's pretty amazing. Like let me tell you a little. I'm gonna tell you a observation I've had about conformity in subcultures. When we were younger, and when we actually existed, not to say we don't exist. Sugar, even I smile all in this season. even I'd smile. That you all live beautiful lives.
Wheeling represent, guys. Wheeling fucking represent. That was Kevin Jazz.
Shut the fuck up, man! Shut the fuck up! Did I just walk in there?
Wow. Well, we got out of there. Yeah, we got out of there in one piece, guys. It was rough.
Yeah.
Well, I knew it was going to be crowded, but I didn't realize it was going to be that crowded. It was a sold out show tonight, so that's what the bottle looks like when it's
Really
jammed.
sold out, yeah.
Really sold out. Some takeaways. Well, they sounded really good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Tim earlier or during the set was mentioning about how, these guys, everybody on stage is close to 50 at this point, but they were sounding really good for 50-year-olds or close to it. But yeah, and I ran into a lot of people.
Yeah, and which I couldn't catch all on camera because people were coming at you at all angles.
I mean, that's
Angel!
I don't know what it's going to look like until I look at the footage. Hopefully it kind of captures the kinetic energy that you witness. But takeaways, they sounded good. Sam as always never looks at the audience. He's always got his back turns, and there were some people in back that were yelling. Yeah, there was a few wheeling people there. So I mean, I'm just I'm glad that they're doing this. Who knows if this is going to be the last time? I mean,
They said it was going to be the last time.
yeah, or at least well, as Tim said before, he didn't even think it was possible that they would ever do this again. So I'm glad that they at least able to do it, and it seems like everyone's in a good place. So, we ran into a lot of people from the past.
Mm-hmm.
That some of them you got to meet for the first time, and obviously there was more people I was hoping to see, but we got what we got. So
Right.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, like I said, nostalgia is a funny thing, and it is good to go in the past a little bit. I mean, there was times where I was like kind of going back into my early 20s and seeing them, but in general it's good to like dip in a little bit and see what your youth used to look like. But now
Yeah, it
it's
definitely brought me back.
yeah, you were saying that it reminded you of an old Waukegan band.
Yes.
Gainsay. Shout out to Gainsay out there. I don't know. I mean, it's always, I feel like there's something stirring as far as like the past, and there's faces that I saw that I hadn't seen in ages, some that I'm like, I'm just gonna walk away. But
yeah, a little 90s revival, huh?
yeah, but anyway, we got to get home.
Yeah, we do.
It's late.
Ooh, got school tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna feel this tomorrow.
Well, I hope you enjoy this. I don't know how it's gonna look like. We'll just say it is what you just witnessed. So hit like and subscribe.
Yep.
And we'll see you later.
All right, good night.